I've been trying to grow rice. This is our third season.
Okay.
The first two were dismal failures.
In this kind of soil, you have the advantage of being able to sheet the rice. When you sheet the rice, it means you sometimes Hi, we're back again. Now, I'm with Jerome. And this is the second clip that he's been with me. And in this clip, we're going to be talking about how I plant organic rice. So Jerome has a lot of questions. So fire away.
Well, as we talked about before, Kumpet, I've been trying to grow rice. This is our third season.
Okay.
And to be honest, the first two were dismal failures.
Okay.
And I've really been trying to plant organic rice and worked a lot with the Prairie Rice Research Center on how to do that. And there seemed to be a lot of obstacles for us to really do that. And I see what a marvelous job you're doing here.
Thank you.
And I would really love to get all of your ideas on how you plant rice in Phra, Thailand.
Well, the first two factors that you need to have before you do anything is the soil and the water. First of all, the soil. You have to take the sample of the soil to a lab and have them test whether there is any, mercury in the soil or not. For example, if you have the mercury, it's impossible for you to do the organic farming to begin with. Okay, that's one example. And then the water. You have to be able to manage the water by yourself or within your plantation. For example, this one, you may be able to see that the land is like the slope,
Right.
like this. So I have to manage the water by myself by having a pool over there and a pool over here and a pool down there. So instead of getting the water from outside, I use the water from the rain most of the time. See? And I store the water here and there and here and there. And at the bottom, the third pool, I have the system that I can take the water from the bottom pool to the top pool. Can you see that
Yes,
two
I do.
sticks over there
Yeah.
and over here? We call it airware. It increases the water pressure so the water can be brought up to the top
okay.
pool. Okay?
Okay.
So you have to be able to manage the water in your plantation all the time. So these are the two factors that you have to deal with first.
And it looks like your rice area here is fairly isolated. There are not a lot of other rice farms.
Right. When you talk about having other rice farms nearby, maybe we have to take that as the example. You see the bamboo trees over there?
Right.
That's the high fence. The high fence protects other chemicals, pesticides, or fumigation from coming in.
Okay.
And you can see the aromatic lemongrass over there. That's
Right.
the low fence. It drives the insects away. So having these two kinds of fences, you don't have to use chemicals, and you can also protect or stop the chemical from coming in.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you really want to do the organic farm, you have to think about this. But the thing is, you don't really need to always use the aromatic lemongrass like this. The insects, they don't like yellow stuff. This is another secret. So you can plant the yellow flowers.
Oh, so that's why they plant the yellow flowers in a lot of the rice fields.
Have you seen it before?
I've seen it before and I didn't understand.
Right. That's for you to choose. It's your choice.
So the other thing that I see looking at your rice fields, it looks like you started growing the seedlings in a small area and
Right.
then you transplanted them.
Right.
And that's better than seeding.
That's better because you can have the space between, each group of rice. Okay? And if you plant it too close, it's more possible for fungus to grow. And that's not good for the rice.
Okay.
Okay? If you see that this plot of land has no water in it,
Right.
you see, normally you will expect or you will assume that there has to be water or the land has to be flooded all the time.
Well,
Right.
and I understand the reason they do that is to keep the weeds from growing.
Right. But in here, first, we have a lot of sand in the soil,
Oh.
so you can't keep the water all the time. Second, when you plant the rice in this kind of soil, you have the advantage of being able to sheet the rice. When you sheet the rice, it means you sometimes let the water come in and then you let the water go out. Come in and go out and come in and go out interchangeably all the time.
Okay.
And the rice will be like, frightened. And when the rice is frightened, it collects everything it can. So when it cannot collect the water or the moist, it collects the smell. So jasmine rice 105 smells very good,
Yeah.
very aromatic, and it's quite different from other kinds of rice. And this is the charm of organic rice farming on the northern part of Thailand with the soil that has the mixture of the sand.
Sand in the. Okay, that makes sense too. That's
Yeah.
a big help.
So I hope that you've got something from coming here.
No, definitely have. I've learned a lot, and I would really like more of your advice. So thank you.
Yes. So please come again.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a
Thank
lot for watching. See you in the next clip.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.